Welcome to Movies in a Nutshell. This is Nightmare Alley, a 2021 American neo-noir psychological thriller film directed by the one the only Guillermo del Toro. Based on the 1946 novel of the same name by William Lindsay Gresham. In 1939, Stan Carlisle burns down his house after putting a dead body inside. He leaves the house burning and takes a job as a carny. When the carnival's geek becomes ill, owner Clem enlists Stan to help him dispose of the man. Clem explains that he seeks out alcoholics, who are often men with troubled pasts, and lures them in with promises of a temporary job, and gives them opium-based alcohol. He uses their dependence on alcohol to create a geek for his carnival act. Stan works with the clairvoyant act Madame Zena and her alcoholic husband Pete. Zena and Pete use cold reading and coded language, which Pete begins teaching to Stan. Pete and Zena warn Stan not to use these skills to continue leading patrons on when it comes to the dead. Meanwhile, Stan becomes attracted to the fellow performer Molly and approaches her with an idea for a two-person act away from the carnival. One night, Stan gives Pete the wrong bottle, and the old man dies from consuming wood alcohol. Stan and Molly leave the carnival. 2 years later, Stan has successfully reinvented himself as a psychic act for the wealthy elite of Buffalo, with Molly as his assistant, using Zena and Pete's techniques. During a performance, their act is interrupted by psychologist Dr. Lilith Ritter, who attempts to expose the act, but Stan bests Ritter. He is later approached by the wealthy Judge Kimball, who employed Ritter to test Stan. Now convinced of Stan's abilities, Judge Kimball offers to pay Stan to allow him and his wife to communicate with their dead son. Despite Molly's objections, Stan agrees. Ritter invites Stan to her office. Knowing he is a con man, she is intrigued by his skill. Through recorded sessions with her clients, she has accumulated information about members of Buffalo's social elite. She and Stan begin an affair and conspire to manipulate Kimball, with Ritter providing private information to Stan. She begins therapy sessions with Stan, who reveals his guilt over Pete's death and his hatred of his alcoholic father, whom he killed in their home before joining the carnival. Kimball introduces Stan to Ezra Grindle, whose lover, Dory, died of a forced abortion. Despite warnings from Ritter that Grindle is dangerous, Stan begins to scam Grindle and starts to drink. Ritter feeds Stan information about Grindle. Molly becomes uncomfortable and, learning of the affair with Ritter, leaves Stan. He begs her to stay, but she refuses, only agreeing to help him one last time. She poses as Dory for Stan's act, conjuring Dory from afar for Grindle. However, Stan loses control of Grindle, who reveals himself to be a violent abuser of women due to his guilt for Dory, then embracing Molly before she can exit. Anderson goes to check on Grindle. Realizing Dory is a fake, Grindle becomes enraged and promises to destroy Stan. Stan brutally beats him to death while Molly watches in horror and kills Anderson during their escape by running him over with his car. Stan trashes the car to make it appear it was stolen, as Molly finally abandons him. Stan goes to Ritter, discovering she has been scamming him. Ritter contacts security and threatens to use her recordings of their sessions as evidence that he is mentally disturbed should he try to implicate her. Ritter shoots Stan in the ear, then he tries to strangle Ritter, but security officers arrive and he flees. Stan hides in the train and becomes homeless and an alcoholic. He tries to get a job as a mentalist at a carnival. The carnival owner is disgusted by Stan's appearance and odor, but offers him a drink and a temporary job as the new geek. Realizing his fate, Stan cries and laughs as he answers,
I was born for it.
Thank you so much for watching Movies in a Nutshell. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be up to date on our latest uploads.